All right, so today we're going to be watching some clips of the Young Turks, Cenk, and Anna from their show they did last night, addressing this controversy that I've been covering with, these tweets from Anna and, Emma and Cenk. Cenk got into a little bit of a kerfuffle yesterday, and I just want to say before I show you guys the clip, just really quick, I think the Young Turks are great, right? They have a ton of great hosts. I don't only appreciate Cenk and Emma. They have Dr. Rashad Rishi. He's part of the Young Turks. John, he's great. There's so many great people at the Young Turks, and I don't want anyone to think that I'm making these videos because I think that they deserve to be canceled or I'm attacking them or anything like that. I do believe that in this case this is a legitimate criticism I am trying to put forth here.
One that I read. So I'll just say this. Okay, I love you, and it's okay. And if you disagree, it's okay. If you want to leave, that's okay. Okay.
Now this is right here. This is Cenk directly addressing channel members and members that pay the Young Turks routinely. He's addressing members that say that, or we're saying that they are going to stop supporting them and they're not going to be members of the Young Turks and give them money in support of them. That's what this is right here.
Thank you for being a member all this time. I appreciate it. But in my opinion, what your misunderstanding is, and what you have maybe you didn't see is, so all this kerfuffle starts with a simple tweet, and then at least half a dozen videos from other progressives or leftists online, all attacking us and calling us all sorts of names. So maybe you don't see that, so you think like, well,
all right, so this is, I think, maybe a little problematic, but I really do think in this case, Cenk doesn't mean it in, I think the aggressive tone he was taking on Twitter with Emma Vigeland yesterday. The Young Turks have been subject to some of the most unfair, unfounded, and just downright goofy attacks online. I'm just going to be honest. There's a lot of people that criticize them for just literally nothing at all, and they do get a very bad rap in really a lot of the media. They have been embroiled in controversy before. I think that there are legitimate criticisms you could have or could make of the Young Turks at different points in their existence. They've been around for 20 years. It's a long time. However, I think that a lot of those unfair attacks on the Young Turks as a whole, and also Cenk and Anna Kasparian specifically, I think a lot of these attacks, the unfair ones, the unfounded ones, have maybe clouded their judgment a little bit. And again, I'm nowhere near as famous as these people are. They've been around for 2002. I was born in 2001. Okay, so that tells you what you need to know about me. I think that I legitimately do think this, and I could be wrong, but they feel that they can't tell the difference between a legitimate criticism and just people just hating on them for no reason other than they literally just don't like them. I think that because of the amount of, again, just stupid and dumb controversies they have seen, that when it's a legitimate criticism, especially from other progressives and people on the left, they think it's a personal attack because of the amount of personal attacks they have experienced, again, in their tenure doing this. I don't think that this is purposeful, but I do think that this is where a lot of this is coming from, okay?
What is Cenk so upset about, right? So they call us all these names and they feel super proud about it, like, we are more pure.
And I said this in my other video. He says, they call us a bunch of names. There were a lot of people that were calling Anna Kasparian TERF. There was a lot of TERF allegations being thrown out there. I'm not speaking into that. I'm not going to talk about my opinion on that. But when he says they called them all these names, that's what he's referring to, I'm pretty sure. There were people that were saying that, Anna is transphobic. I don't think either of them, especially not Anna, I don't think that they are transphobic. Again, I think a lot of this has to do with the amount of just, again, the sheer amount of ridiculous personal attacks on these people. It has really just, again, clouded their judgment. And when it's a legitimate criticism that we do have, again, they think it's an attack. And that is something that they need to work on themselves. But again, I don't think it's coming from a place of malice. I could be wrong.
And I fight back on Twitter, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, how could you insult us? All we were doing was punching you in the face. No, that's a right-wing position. You punch, then you got to expect that I'm going to counter, right? I don't mean you, kid tested. I mean for folks who are out there. Here, I'll name a name. Lance from the Serfs. He's on here all the time on the Power Panel, right? And he comes out and does this video about how he's so correct and.
So, he's talking about the Serfs TV. The Serfs are. Lance, I'm pretty sure he runs the Serfs Twitter account. I'm not 100% sure, but see, like on Twitter, like I said with Cenk, I see Cenk's tweets. I see tweets from the Serfs, and I just don't agree with a lot of their takes on Twitter. But then when they're in front of the camera, I think that they are able to represent themselves and carry themselves in a much better way, a way that I say, well, yeah, I agree with that. But when it's on Twitter, it's a different story. That's just me, okay? But I don't think that this is the best way for Cenk to be handling this at all.
Oh, yeah, the Young Turks. Correct? No, Lance, you're not goddamn correct. Nobody elected you. The polling shows no one agrees with you. Your 12 buddies online. I don't care, okay?
And because he sits there and he literally makes fun of him. He's mocking him. And then he turns around and says, I don't care. Cenk, you do care, okay? Don't say you don't. You do. You wouldn't have just went on that entire spiel if you didn't care. You wouldn't have even brought it up if you didn't care. And it's frustrating for me to sit here and watch this because, again, I don't think that this is coming from a place of malice. I legitimately just think that they're frustrated. And I just wish that Cenk and Anna, but I'm more so focusing on Cenk, at least in this part of the video. I just wish that he just would have left it at, you know what, maybe I'm wrong, or it's just a disagreement. We don't see eye to eye on this one. That it is what it is. It could have been that, but it wasn't.
And say, oh yeah, I'm 100%. He's 99.95% correct. Oh, I'm going to correct him. No. So don't look. You want to say, hey, I don't agree with you? God bless. You want to say, Cenk, you should.
But Cenk, you are the one who's not allowing that. You are the one who is not allowing for someone the opposite. The person who is putting forth a position for you to disagree with, or a different position because that's how they feel, you're the one who is not allowing them to say, hey, you know what, it's a disagreement. You are the one who is blowing up on Twitter. You were the one quote tweeting everybody. You were the one quote tweeting Emma Vigeland and just saying, some nasty shit, really. Being very patronizing. It's just a bad look. It's hard for me to sit here and be making this video, guys, because again, I love the Young Turks. I fucking hashtag TYT and the Young Turks in every single one of my videos. I hashtag Sam Cedar. I hashtag them so people will see my content. I love these people, but this is frustrating to me, very much so.
Didn't say anything back because you're being rude.
See that again. Cenk, it's not that you can't say something back. It's how you responded. It's the tone you used in your tweets. And again, people say, "Oh, how can tweets have a tone?" If you watch the video, if you saw the tweets, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's not the fact that you can't respond. It's how you chose to do it. Okay. And again, also, I really don't see any path here that would make this better other than Cenk just being like, I disagree, we disagree, that is what it is. Move on. We move on. use it as a learning opportunity and say, okay, well, that's what they thought. Their position is different, and my position is different than theirs. Maybe these people get to change my mind. No, he thinks it's a personal attack. And again, I've already said this multiple times in the video. They do get unfairly attacked a lot for stuff that's not valid. But when it's something like this that is a legitimate criticism, they're having a really hard time with it. And again, I think it could have been so much more simple. I wouldn't even be making any of these videos if it had just been, I disagree with you. No one would even be talking about this. Nobody.
Come on, brother or sister. I don't know what your
I just gotta be honest. I just don't really care to collaborate with any other leftist ever again.
That's see. And then this is it's the same thing Cenk's doing. It's just that's such an irresponsible, awful thing to say. And again, I think Ana Kasparian is great. I have made videos about Ana Kasparian here on the channel. I think she's really fucking good. But to sit there and say, I don't ever want to collaborate with any leftists again, why? Why? It's like they talk about, like people like Republicans just classifying entire groups of people and, making them, putting this blanket thing on them, saying that they're one group of people, like all trans people are this, or all gay people are that, or all black people are this. And it's like she's saying, I never want to collaborate with any leftists again. No. If you have issues with some of the people that were, again, criticizing you where I think it's a legitimate criticism, because in her original tweet she said, don't refer to me as a birthing person. I've tried my best to keep my opinion out of this, but I'm just going to say it now. I have never, ever, 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 ever in my entire goddamn life, and I spend too much time on social media, mostly for this, I have never heard anyone refer to anybody as a birthing person. I've never heard that term before I read Anna's tweet. I've never heard that, ever, at all, in my life. I've never heard anybody say the term birthing person. So I think it's kind of silly. I think Anna's tweet was a little... it was a little silly. It was a little goofy. I don't really think it had merit behind it, okay? That's my opinion. But, again, if she has issues with the individuals and the groups that, again, were criticizing her and calling her out for the tweet, then she can deal with that. We have ways of dealing with that. She can communicate with them to try and hash it out. Saying something like this on your show, I don't even know how to describe it, guys. I'm just really disappointed right now. I'm really upset that she said that. Again, I said at the beginning of the video, I don't think that they deserve to be canceled or whatever. And it's not like I'm not sitting here saying oh, I fucking hate them now, fucking losers. That's a ridiculous thing to say. Okay, I never want to collaborate with any leftists again. No, and again. Pretty sure this is a direct result of the unfair and huge amount of personal attacks that these people do experience on a very daily basis all the fucking time. But I don't know.
At this point.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Because they come on the show, they build a name for themselves, and then they build a bigger name for themselves, trashing us as if they don't know who we are.
No, that's just not right. That's just not right. They're not trashing the Young Turks, okay? That's not what they're doing. Again, when you... Kari Lake and Ben Shapiro and conservatives were coming to Anna's tweet and saying, I agree with you. They're retweeting the tweet. Ben Shapiro retweeting Ana Kasparian. When you're at the point where Kari Lake is responding to you and saying, fuck yeah, let's fucking go, baby, that's a problem, okay? And I don't want to take a position on stuff like that because I think that can be problematic in a lot of different contexts. But in this specific case, in context of what we're talking about here, that's a fucking issue, Anna. Cenk, that's a fucking issue. When Ben Shapiro is retweeting you and Kari Lake is saying, let's go, baby. That's not exactly what she said. She said, like, a broken clock is right twice a day. It's some stupid shit. But it's like, they need, and I know it's really hard, and I know that no one's perfect. No one's going to be able to do it 100% of the time. They need to be able to handle, and if they want to address legitimate criticisms from people that are, we're all on the same side here, okay? If people in the trans community or people that are progressives or people on the left are criticizing you, you need to use it as an opportunity to learn where you went wrong, okay? I don't need to be saying this out loud to anybody, I think. I don't think my audience is something. This is something that they really need to hear. I don't think this is something Anna and Cenk need to hear, but apparently they do. Use it as a learning opportunity. Sitting there saying that I never want to collaborate with the leftists again is, in my opinion, and I really don't want to be saying this, it's childish. It's a bad look. I don't know why they would say that. And I mean, Anna's the one who said it. Cenk kind of pushed back a little bit on it, but I don't know why she would say anything like that.
As if they haven't worked with us, they don't know what our actual political values are.
See, and again, the TYT covers trans issues all the time. Do I think that they're transphobic? No. No, I don't think they're transphobic. I don't think Anna was transphobic. I don't think she meant, she was trying to be transphobic with her tweet. But again, I don't really have anything else to say that I haven't already said like 20 times in this video.
So I don't, Jake, I never want to talk about them again. I never want to address them again. It's a waste of time. There's important stuff going on in the country. Our personal drama with a bunch of leftists on Twitter doesn't matter.
And then, but, oh my God, guys. They're the ones who kept it going, though. They could have just addressed it and said, okay, we disagree here. Move on. You are the guys who fucking chose to die on this hill. And again, I don't think that this is the end-all say-all for TYT. I don't think that they again deserve to be canceled or anything like that. I still do have respect for both of them. I did lose a lot of respect, though, for Cenk recently, especially with his exchange with Emma on Twitter. There are real issues, and this is something, again, that, you know, maybe people are hyper-focusing on it too much, but again, even if you guys are hyper-focusing on it just as much, so I don't want to hear our petty Twitter drama doesn't matter. You guys were the ones responding to everybody. Cenk was responding to fucking Emma. Fucking I can't even remember now. I legitimately can't even remember. But the amount of tweets that he was responding to, and Anna and Oleyemi, I hope I pronounced her name right. I don't know. I don't know, guys.
All right, last thing I'm going to say on it, because you brought it up, is that I'm not the kind of guy to back down.
And that's fine, Cenk. That's fine. We don't expect you to. We don't want you to fucking never have a voice. We don't want you to not share your opinion. Okay. We want you to do it in a way that comes again. At the end of the day, really, at the end of the day, conservatives and the Republicans, they look at all this shit. They look at the videos I'm making. They look at what's going on Twitter. They look at Cenk and Anna and all these people fighting, and they say, "Look at them. They don't even have their shit together. Look at them fighting over something that's, maybe not that big of a deal. Look at them." The right weaponizes things like this and uses them to their advantage to say, "Oh, well, look at what progressivism is. Look at it. It's a shit show." Right? And this is something that happens all the time. It's not just with this. Yeah, I don't know. That's this video has been a little different for me. I don't usually sit here and like I made like a video on Hassan a couple months ago, but it was just about something small. I had a different opinion on him, and I was like, he had his position. Had to do with Twitter files and AOC, and he was saying she disagreed with something that AOC said, and I was sitting there saying, well, I agree with it, and that video didn't even do that well. I only got like 60 something views or something like that, but I have a different opinion than Hassan, and I'm fine with that. I think that we can have different opinions. Again, it comes down to how you carry yourself, how you convey your message, especially when you're, again, in a disagreement with people that routinely agree with you. And there were other tweets that Cenk put out that were just, I don't even really want to show them, to be honest with you. I don't have them pulled up, and I don't want to show them. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Sorry for kind of rambling throughout. I hope I don't have to make any more videos on this. I didn't want to make this one. I'm glad that I am glad that they chose to address it. That is something I was saying. I really hope they addressed it last night, and they did. Was it the response I was hoping for? Absolutely not. But that's okay. That's okay. We can still all learn from this, and I think that that's really what's important here. But that's going to be it for the video. If you guys like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, press the little bell, turn on all notifications so you guys don't miss an upload.